And we are live, actually, this time. I mean, we were live before, I just never hit the record button, and I had to do that thing, otherwise I'd have to go in and edit the video, and there's no way I'm going to do that because I'm lazy. Hello, future people! Tonight, we have Frog. Frog, say the exact same thing you said before I hit record.
Nothing.
Nothing, okay. And we have Haven.
I'm the stupid. I forgot to do a thing.
What did you forget to do?
I wrote something on Google Docs and then I sent it through Twitter, but I forgot to enable anybody with the link can view it.
Oh.
So now I'm just like, oh shit.
Well,
oh gosh, where's Google?
That just means that only your real fans are gonna see it.
And also, person that I'm friends with on Twitter.
Frog's Discord crashed.
Oh no!
Yeah, they'll be back eventually. So, tonight, we are going to be reading Onision's... Not Magnum Opus, because that's Reaper's Creek.
Okay, I'm back.
Welcome back. Tonight we are reading, once again, Stones to Abbigale, and at the speed we read this shit, it's probably going to take us 3 hours to get through Chapter 3. So, let's get this shit rolling. Chapter 3. Frog. Oh, our narrator, please.
I'm on it. Briefly after I fell asleep that night, I had a dream about Abby. It was the first dream I had experienced in some time. I'm not normally the type of person to be deeply impacted by dreams, as more often than not I can control them. I can recognize the fact I'm in a dream and twist things around so that whatever is making me afraid becomes afraid of me.
In my dream, I had a dream that we created giant Oreos using tarps, that weird creamy stuff, and what's it? Pogo sticks. Stilts. Yes, we use stilts. And we used the tarp to spread the cream over a massive area of Oreo cookie. And then I leaned down, and I was very careful to only eat the filling from where we had not touched, because that would be icky. And yes, this is an actual dream I had the other night.
Good for you. Can I just say, the few times I've been able to lucid dream, I spent the time, like, flying and shit. I think it's a personal problem if you, like, get the option literally anything in a dream, and you're like, I'm gonna beat the shit out of something.
Dude, the one lucid dream that I remember being a lucid dream, I was like, there's this one specific street that is technically it is the highway that goes through the town. But, like, I was just standing on it. No cars were coming by. Completely dead street. I was just like, I'm dreaming.
Huh.
I'm gonna have a whole fashion show. And I just spawned a whole bunch of, like, those clothes racks with different clothes.
It was like
that's
the
just
Matrix.
what I did.
It was like the Matrix, but instead of guns, it was
Exactly.
clothes. Yeah, I actually lucid dream very frequently. But... It's less that I realize it's dream, and more so I've accidentally trained my brain to know that I can manipulate time in my dreams. So when something happens that I don't like or I need more time, like I'll slow down, rewind, fast forward time.
Dude, I've had the weirdest dreams as a child. Like, you know that one painting that's the whole bunch of twisty stairways and everything?
Mm-hmm.
Imagine that, but a town, like a whole town / city that is that structure. But thing is, I was but a child, and so I imagined I was being chased down by a toilet. And at the very end, I was like, oh wait, this is a dream. I could just close my eyes for a little bit and then wake up. And then I did that. I hid in like a corner and closed my eyes. And the last thing I saw was that the toilet had gained on me and it was right in front of me. And then I woke up screaming.
Now, the reason why I had this tangent of talking about how stupid dreams are is Greg is making all this, like, blue about how like, deep his dreams are, right? And how he's like, I can almost lucid dream and make the things I'm afraid of me. And it's like, dude, it's a fucking dream, calm down. I've had multiple dreams where, like, I realize I'm a chick, and then I look in my pants and I see I have a dick, and I'm just like, no! We're moving on! This is bullshit! And then the dream continues as if that section never happened. Hey, dude, if you're gonna turn me into a chick, at least give me a damn vagina. It's not fair.
Yeah?
Hi, future.
Hi, future.
Hello, future.
Okay. Just want to point out, we didn't get through the first paragraph. This
We're making
tactic,
good time.
Yeah. This tactic, however, could not possibly work in this soon-to-be nightmare, as there was no monster waiting around the corner. There was no emotion in this machine. Okay. There was no emotion in this machine that was about to reveal itself to me. I could only watch without a physical form. I was just a helpless spectator in my own mind. The dream began without any sound, only a deep hum accompanying what appeared to be Abby laughing in a field of what looked like gray grass from afar. As my view of her revealed more detail, I began to realize that what I thought was grass was actually a long, slender claws. Oh, that's kind of cool. That's a little cool.
A little, yeah.
I don't think dreams look like video game cutscenes, but I am into the grass turning out to be claws. That's dope. Experiencing a more alarmed spectrum of emotion, the audible hum cut out and was replaced by Abby's screams. The sounds echoed, bouncing off the halls of my mind, splitting me in two and engulfing the core of my being. Yeah? Yeah? I beg your pardon? She was not forming any words in her screams, and I began to understand the more I analyzed every detail. And I began to understand why the more I analyzed every detail. I shifted my perspective to a new angle. I was now above her, looking down, and could see the claws pulling her into the ground.
Except
she showed no
except she's
Yeah.
actually on her cell phone, and she said, "I'm sorry, Mr. Agent, you got me what? No, I am not taking this gig. I'm not doing a story with Onision. Are you fucking insane? You are so fucking fired, you asshole. Is this because I forgot your birthday? Well, you should never hire your ex as your agent. They'll put you in a story with Onision.
Consider this a fable.
Would that constitute as domestic abuse?
No, it's just a dick move, I think. It's not like they live together or anything. I mean, maybe they do, but... Anyways. Hello? Wait. Okay. She showed no resistance, being dragged into the ground. She didn't even cry for help. She would only scream in pain if she's... Screaming in pain is... Okay. Whatever. Crying for... I'd consider that crying for help, but okay. As she slowly sank beneath the surface, I began to distinctly hear blades and gears violently turning just beneath her. It's difficult to explain, but in her eyes I could see she didn't want to be saved, as she genuinely felt she had earned the suffering she was enduring. Wow. Thanks, Greg. Man,
wow, they really are in high school.
If only Greg could fucking... Can you imagine? First of all, I just love this. Cause thank God Greg is here to fucking rescue this woman that doesn't even think she needs rescuing, or even think she deserves rescuing. Wow, so fucking nice of you. Thank God. What a hero.
And then he's like, "Take me instead!" And then the claws, like, stop. And I looks at him. The eye retracts again and just goes back to killing her. It's like, no, take me! And then a little hand comes out and shoos him away.
Yeah, like, listen. You are too nasty to even consider ingesting. No.
If there's one thing I would not recommend try to eat, it is raw onion.
Hell yeah.
She believed she deserved to be ground up until there was nothing left. Once she was pulled completely under, I was given a physical form in the dream. Dropping from above, I landed on the soil she disappeared in. I immediately dropped to my knees and began digging with my bare hands to get Abby. I thought you were in control. Just get like a giant fucking dig. Just get a fucking digging thing. Get a shovel.
No.
Get a fucking Gurren Lagann drill.
No, see, if it was my dream and I was lucid dreaming at this point, she'd just be above the ground.
Yeah, like it.
I was only inches deep before the ground ripped open, forcing me to jump back. A deep canyon began to form central to where I had begun digging. The splitting and groaning quickly gained momentum.
Greg had tried to kill me psychically. It's fine. I'm good.
Ripping and screeching sounds erupted all around me as the earth divided before me. Now at a crippling rate, a hellish sight consumed my eyes as I looked down on the collapsing landmass below. Powerful machines wielding massive blades swung violently against scraping dirt and rock with a sound so tremendous I could only faintly hear the screams of countless desperate humans below.
You know what?
I don't care.
This is actually pretty cool.
I like it, but I mean, some of this is dragging on a little long.
Well, I mean, no, like, I think, like, I don't think it's dragging on too long. It's more so that, like, we know that because this is just a dream in a book, that if this was a book about how he can, like, dive into dreams, this would be cool. But because we know that this is going to be inconsequential and not going to affect anything, like, on its own, like, because I don't think that Onision lacks creativity.
What?
But it's just that he's a broken clock. And not a 12-hour clock. He's a broken 24-hour clock. So he's only right once a day.
Yeah. I think that if there were stronger character relationships, that a dream sequence would be used maybe to imply that that James views relationship to his love interest a little differently than he tells himself. So for me personally, I like using dream sequences in writing to reveal, maybe the way somebody actually feels. For me, I would have probably, and I know that this is just based on my reading of the story. Goddamn, I can't believe I'm using AP language to describe this shit. But anyways, based on my reading of the story, I think I would probably use this maybe to reveal, that Greg thinks of this relationship as far more transactional. Maybe even that he likes, maybe even that the dream lays bare his feelings, that he likes feeling like a savior, like a rescuer.
And actually, I could go a different direction because, like,
Yeah.
let's if they spent longer building up his relationship with Abbigale, right?
Yeah, this should be later. I think this dream is not bad on its own, but it needs to be scooted down later in the story.
And if he actually showed a bit more shock and horror at realizing that she was being physically abused and hiding it with makeup, this would actually be a great allegory of him trying to save her, but like he subconsciously knows that, like, getting her out of this relationship is not so simple as just pulling her out. Like, this would be a good representation of that. Like, even if it's like, oh no, he doesn't have a hero complex. Like, this would be a great allegory of, like, she's in an abusive relationship, she needs to be saved. But
I mean, First of all, I'm genuinely not interested in reading genuine, like, just I'm not, it's not that I'm not interested, but I don't like the clear angle that's being taken here, that Greg is right to assume that he is the one and done fix it for any trauma. Like, I think that there is something to be
Yeah,
I guess,
this isn't
yeah,
so.
I
Yeah,
think that if this was coming at it from a different angle, then I would be more tolerant. But he is very sincerely coming at this through like relationship based style stuff, and I don't like it. And I definitely don't like it because, like, I know that Greg himself as an individual is at the dealing end and the receiving end, but at the dealing end of so much trauma for so many people, and I'm like, ugh.
and you know,
Like, I don't, yeah.
just discounting the who the author is, the consequence of having the character already having dreams of where he's trying to save her, as if he's the only one that can, and like what the lengths he's willing to go to save her, because of how soon it's happening. After actually like speaking to her, it doesn't feel sincere. It feels like he has a savior complex.
It really does. And, like, I don't know. I think that something that would help this feeling of, like, I mean, it's not a feeling. Like, I know for a fact that this is being written from the perspective that Greg as a character will save her from all of her mental woes. But if I was to workshop this, I would say the way to alleviate that feeling would be to expand James's, as a character, James' friend group, to give him a more diverse range of interaction, and to have it be less about I will fix you and more about welcoming this person into a friend group that might be a good support system.
And no, something else he could have done is maybe he didn't just meet her. Like let's be real. When you're in high school or even junior high school, you know, there are times where there's someone for the opposite gender, same gender, whatever you're into, that you weren't into, and then one time you look at them and you just feel it. Your hormones just hit you right up, you know, the upside of the head.
Yeah.
If he
Fucking get your
established
ass
like
beat.
caring about this person, and like the reason why he never really dug into there being abuse is because he just kind of took her word at it that everything was fine. Like that shit happens, and it would.
Also, I think that if Greg, I keep saying Greg because it's very
It's
obviously
Greg,
self-insert.
dude. You know what? He calls himself James now. It's fucking
Yeah,
Greg.
it gets more and more transparent as the years march on. But James, the character, there's no point making a distinction. Sorry, Greg. If Greg was not so cynical about like humans and about like people in general, then there would definitely be like a shock to finding out this character he has a crush on is being abused in multiple aspects of her life. Like, I think that there's like that there would have been a bigger oh shit moment when, you know, the boyfriend got kind of like not violent, but very like aggressive with her. There would have been a bigger oh shit moment if he wasn't so cynical, if he viewed like bullies as just, you know, your average jock who doesn't really give a shit and is just kind of rude, because you know, if he viewed everything with more of a realistic lens, and I mean realistic not in like hyper realism, but as in like a more natural lens, then a lot of the abuse wouldn't feel like just, you know,
Obligatory.
beating you over the head with it. It would feel more like, you know, successive moments of oh shit. Because often I feel like a lot of the horror about finding out somebody that you care about is being abused in multiple aspects of their life is thinking, but they don't deserve that, and that, you know, everything else from your perspective feels so normal that and maybe even you come from a place where you feel supported and loved by the people around you, and you ache because you feel like they deserve that too, and you can't comprehend why that. A lot of this is about the contrast, and I think that it's not wrong to portray a kid trying to, being self-centered and trying to fix somebody else's abuse by being self-centered some more. I don't think that's unrealistic.
And
I just
actually,
think it's unfaithful to act like that's the right approach to take.
do you know what the worst part of this is though? Now I think about it. What is Abbigale as a character? Who is she?
Damsel in distress.
Yeah, like
a damsel in distress.
her defining feature at this point is that she's an abuse victim. And I can tell you, as someone that was, through an abusive relationship, one of the things that took me so long, to accept it and to be open about it was that I didn't want to be identified as a victim.
That's exactly it.
And
Like,
by the way, hot tip. This came about like if you're talking to someone about something like this and you're like, well, you can't feel this way because you haven't been through X or you haven't experienced X or something like that. Because like in my case, I was said, well, you can't have an opinion on rape jokes because you're a man and you haven't been raped, and they didn't know. Like most people don't want to be identified as victims because it reminds them of what they went through. And and if your defining feature is that you were abused, that you were raped, that you were hurt, then you question, well, you start questioning like, well, why is this my identity? Like, why can't I get rid of this? And honestly, that's like one of the more disgusting things about Abbigale as a character up to this point, that her only defining feature is that she's been abused. That's it. And like if it would be one thing if like she was just getting bullied, right? Or even if she was like in like a bad relationship, but like not only is this clearly apparently in a psychologically abusive relationship, she's getting hit. Her defining feature is that she is hit, that she is beaten. That is why she exists in this world. That's fucked up.
There's, I think that like, the thing is that this is not a compassionate story told about trying to reach out to somebody with compassion. This is not a compassionate story. Not compassionate to the main character, not compassionate to the side characters, not compassionate to the love interest. It is at the same time asking you to have to feel for and to sympathize with the main character, and asking for none of that for anybody else. It is just disgusting, I think. It's not fun for me, by the way. Like, this is like legitimately one of the least fun things I've ever read with y'all.
Yeah, like
it's fun to read with y'all.
Yeah, I would not.
My god,
I would not want to read this on my own.
Yeah, I don't know that I would even. I would not want to read this on my own, and I especially read this if I didn't get to at least make fun of it. Like, if anybody out there has like read this and not like at least gone to somebody else to complain about it, are you good? Like, is everything all right, buddy? Like, I can't imagine digesting any of this and then saying, yeah, I don't need to scream at anything.
Hey, Haven, you've been quiet. What's up with you? How you feeling?
Oh, nothing. I've just been doodling around on Twitter, listening to you guys talk.
How dare you not have an opinion and share it with us? No, you're fine.
I have opinions, I just won't share.
Yeah.
No, legit, head empty.
Yeah.
Love that
honestly,
for you.
what? Now it hasn't like mentioned rape or anything. I think that's the only way this could be worse. Is if she was actively being raped by this guy. That is the only way this could be worse. Like, she's already being psychologically and physically beaten. Like, the only way this could be worse is if he was also forcing to have sex with her. And this is our heroine, right? This is the love interest. Her defining feature is, well, at least she hasn't been raped yet. That's fucked up!
And, I mean, it's also, like, not... is there... What are her other character traits? Like, I think, like, he's at least trying to imply that she's, like, she finds gross shit funny, like, in kind of a juvenile way, which is fine. Yeah, I like that about a character. I like when they're just unabashedly, like, yeah, I act like a 2-year-old sometimes. Take it or leave it, you know? I like
feels
that. I
surface
like
level,
like
though.
that. But it's so surface level.
It feels like the stuff you'd put on a bullet point list to start developing a character. And if his return to that would be, well, the book's just starting. And that's like, well, you shouldn't have introduced the abuse so early then. This is chapter 3, buddy.
Chapter 3. I think that a good writing tip, something that I've taken to heart very a lot when I'm writing, is let me look it up real quick. It's a series by Innuendo Studios. Hold on.
Lovely, lovely name.
Yeah, it's really, but it's let's see, I'm trying to find out what the. Let's see. He did a series called Bringing Back What's Stolen, where he talks about femininity and masculinity in slasher movies and stuff. And just any action movie. He talks about gender in media, in movies, and he relates it to Mad Max Fury Road. And
I got some text to put over at the top of the screen.
Oh, hell yeah. But I think it's really helped me think about the way that I present any character and the way that I just saw it. I think it's great if it gets cut off. I think that just
ain't he just the smarties?
Isn't he a card? But
what a card, that onion boy.
Look at him. Get a load of this onion. Yeah, Bringing Back What's Stolen by Innuendo Studios. A great place to look if you want to talk. And it does specifically talk about portraying abuse. He talks in the opening, I think in the first one, about how you are not shown the suffering of a woman in order to sympathize with you. It is expected from the get-go. There is not a moment, there is not a kick the dog moment, as he shows it, that is meant to make you feel for them. It is expected. This is a person, and if you don't feel that they are deserving of love, compassion, of safety, of happiness, then that is a you problem.
Yeah,
primarily.
like if you're reading a story and somebody kicks the dog, why do you feel bad for the dog? It's not because you relate to the dog, it's because you know the dog is helpless and is unlikely to defend itself. If somebody kicks a person, you don't immediately feel bad about them because it's a person. You don't have any preconceptions about a person. Dogs are stupid. They can't fend for themselves, so you feel bad for the dog. Oh, Haven's gotta go. It's back to just being us.
Uh-oh, it's just us losers.
Yeah.
Mwah, I love you. Oh. She left before
right,
Um,
all right. We just spent like 15 minutes reminiscing
Yeah,
about how
'cause-
much we hate Onion Boys. So let's continue.
Yeah. Let's see.
Ripping and screeching sounds erupted all around me as the earth divided before me at a now crippling rate. A hellish sight consumed my eyes as I looked down on the collapsing landmass below. Powerful machines wielding massive blades.
Oh, did I lose you? Oh no, did I lose you?
Terrified voices
Oh,
beyond
wait,
the
no.
ripping rate.
You're back.
Hmm?
Okay, you're back. I lost you.
Ooh. Oh, I got fucked up.
You're-
Awful. Where'd I cut off?
tearing. Like, it was like tearing apart the
Oh,
ground.
that's suffering.
Powerful machines, wielding massive blades, swung violently, scraping dirt and rock with a sound so tremendous I could only faintly hear the screams of countless desperate humans below. I quickly realized the terrified voices beyond the ripping blades were no illusion. Thousands of lives were being devoured in piles, no person among them begging for life. Rather, like Abby, they screamed only from pain delivered not just by the roaring blades and gears, but by their very existence itself. Suffering and consciousness had become one and the same. I then woke up to my room filled with sunlight, but it could not change the darkness my dream left me with.
Wow, Nissan, you seem to have a vivid, great description of hell. Have you been there before, buddy?
Would you like to go back?
See, I'm glad our minds are synced up.
On the
And no, that is not a threat to violence. Fuck you, Greg.
Mwah.
I felt something inside me change, almost as if I had seen something I was never meant to, and now had to find a way to lose the thick cloud freshly looming over my head. It is, as I said briefly before, I feel like a visitor here. Like I'm in this world but not a part of it like everyone else. I study people and situations to find out how they work, and sometimes my dreams fill in the emotions and thoughts I missed while I was awake.
So, confession time. Being a goofy ass little autistic kid, I did feel often like I was an alien. I didn't really think of it so cynically. I always tried to, I didn't understand people very well. I had a lot of hard time reading into situations, and often I got, bullied for not catching up to, not reading the room, not getting the point, missing the cues. And so often to make myself feel better, I did think of myself as an alien, but I thought, well, I got the great opportunity to come and explore, and it's my job to figure out, how to act like a person, how to talk like these people, how to engage with them.
And we're still trying to this day.
I'm still trying to this day.
No, both of us, man. I was like that in high school too.
Yeah, and so I feel this is kind of hitting me deep because I did feel the same way, but I tried to make myself feel better by saying, it's, a great honor to be down here with everybody and to try and learn the way the world works.
Like it,
and
honestly, this feels like an adult with depression that's learned how to cope living in a child's body. A child would not be handling it this well.
No, but I definitely did feel like I was literally a visitor meant to figure out how humans worked as a kid. But I definitely didn't begrudge it. I definitely didn't feel like I was at a fucking zoo. That's a fucking you problem. So this story has been subtly pissing me off because I was like, that was the thing I used to make myself feel better,
Yeah.
This fuck you, man. Where the fuck was I? Oh yeah.
It is, as I said briefly before, I feel like you did not say it briefly, by the way. You didn't.
No.
I feel like a visitor here. Like I'm in this world, but not a part of it like everyone else. I study people and situations to find out how they work. and sometimes my dreams fill in the emotions and thoughts I missed while I was awake. Not having to go to school that day due to my suspension, I decided to write a letter to Abby. It read, "When I oh wait,
Yeah.
when I look in your eyes, I at times feel a level of sadness I have never felt, as if, despite barely knowing each other, have been apart far too long."
Now, I just want to point out that when you're writing something, generally the ... indicates you're like truncating something. Like that's used to indicate pauses. But like it's not like you like if when you're speaking, like when you're writing somebody speaking, the pause is to indicate you trailing off or like very obvious silence. But he's writing this, so I'm just imagining that he is subconsciously truncated in an absurdly long, like piece of text of him describing her eyes, and then it continues.
Yeah, that's hysterical. Yeah. Uh,
When I talk to you,
no, I'm sorry. When I talk to you, it is like I am listening to a voice I've ached for, yet haven't heard in a lifetime. Every other experience I have with you feels familiar, but at the same time it hurts. Like you would feel if you begged for something and only received it when you had already given up hope. These feelings are also strange and evolving at a rate that scares me as they are for someone I am only just truly beginning to know. Even with my brief presence in your life, I've picked up on so much suffering and almost feel powerless to create any change. There are so many wounds, so many scars, so much I only know enough about to fear. I'm trying to understand. Abby, you have more pain in your life than I can imagine. Yeah, I know, because you, like... No, Greg, it's the only thing you've imagined for Abby.
It is the entirety of Abby. That is basically all you know about her. You know that she's weird, that she's quirky, and that she's abused. That's it.
I think it would do you some good to imagine literally anything about her. I can hear it in your voice, see it in your eyes, and in the way you move. I just want to see you smile without there being an ocean wall of tears behind your eyes. I want to hear everything you have to say. I want to find a way to heal the damage until you can forget it ever existed. Oh, you sent it? Sorry, you sent it?
Yep. You sent
Why
it.
would you? Oh my god! You really, you shouldn't have done that.
I sent the letter to her email address. Moments later, the phone rang. Answering the phone, I heard Abby's voice on the other end.
Hey, can you meet me at the quick shop?
She asked. I responded, "Did you see my email?" She replied,
"Nope. Why didn't you just call?"
She didn't even fucking read it. Sorry, that's funny.
I said, "It would have been really hard to say over the phone. I had to find the words." She replied,
"Okay, I'll look it over and then I'll head over."
I then confirmed,
"Sure, see you there." Riveting.
Beautiful.
I'm God. Absolutely. Shakespeare who?
I just want to point out
Mhm.
that this is the same author who who in his final book wrote the scene where somebody starts talking about how a woman now have vagina dentata. I don't have a point, just, you know.
Yeah, just reminding you, unfortunately, there are other things.
Yep.
Shortly after, I got dressed and skated over to meet her. I arrived quickly, thanks to what seemed to be a record speed for me.
Good for you.
However, once I arrived, I found myself waiting for someone who now had no intention of meeting me. I can only assume I had just made myself look like a huge jerk to her. I attempted to call her from the nearby payphone, and she didn't answer. As I skated home in my mind, I went through the letter I wrote over and over. I began to blame myself, concluding based on her absence that I must have dug too deep too fast. No, that's just a weird thing to say.
You didn't dig too deep too fast. It's more so that like you used a nuclear bomb and to strip mine and forgot that by using the nuke you lost all the resources. So it's less you were digging and more so you just fast traveled and forgot to get experience.
You handed her a bouquet of red flags and she said thank you so much and got the fuck out of there.
Oh, thank you. They're beautiful. By the way, I'm moving. This is my new address and my new phone number. And then he never heard from her again.
Wow, thank you. fucking cheeses it.
I scared her away because I reacted on the emotions I experienced in that dream before actually considering the human being on the other side of the letter. I felt like I was just about to finally connect with someone, only to ruin everything at the last minute.
Yeah, you did. Hopefully she'll stay the fuck away.
And end of chapter 3. Wow, that was short.
I was about to say, how did we get through a chapter?
Yeah, alright, chapter 2 was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
This was
7.
3 pages.
About 7 pages long. That was chapter 2. Then chapter 7, 1, 2, 2.5. Is this a fanfic? Are we sure that this isn't secretly, like, we aren't reading this off of fanfic.net?
I feel like it was, like, written there. It was definitely written there. Alright. Chapter 4. I mean, unless you want to do, like, a brief... I think we said a good bit of what we needed to say about chapter 3.
Like, I don't think it's impossible. I almost feel like Greg knows what abuse looks like, but he's never tried to empathize with what it feels like. I am not saying that he has abused people. He has been alleged to abuse people. But like, it feels so empty.
It's definitely... You definitely have at least... You don't have a surface level understanding necessarily. You have like an inch below surface level understanding. It's still not a critical and even dynamic understanding of abuse, the cycle, the people who are victimized by it. It's not something that you can discuss entirely, but you do have a slightly better than god awful understanding of it. Make no mistake, you still haven't even done the bare minimum of of what I would call a good understanding of abuse. But
Yep. So yeah, go for it.
My suspension had been lifted, and I had just arrived back at Lakewood High. Approaching my history class, I could hear people snickering as they watched me walk by. Someone screamed,
"Hey, Wolves, learn how to fight!"
behind me, but I just kept walking.
All right, real talk.
What?
Real talk. Real talk. This guy, this Chad, got his ass beaten, never threw a punch, and just kept on standing up. Like, And even after that, he never went to the fucking hospital.
You can just remind everybody because I literally just remembered he got his tooth chipped.
Yeah,
That's
like
work.
yeah, like dude, James is a fucking Chad. Like they're like, you learn how to fight, dude. He imagine for a moment, like the nerd, like not even a nerd, like a normal guy at the school. The school bully is picking on someone, and he gets in the way, and that guy starts beating him up, and the guy just keeps on standing up in just staunch defiance, and he just keeps on getting beaten, and he refuses to throw a punch back. Why the fuck are what like? Unless they're looking for reasons to hate James. But before this, as far as I can tell, James wasn't unpopular. He was just another student. And now he gets the shit beaten out of him, and everybody hates him. Why? And again, how did the guy that beat the shit out of him not get expelled?
Yeah, okay. Like, yeah. I love, just, also, I did not engage with school drama or even fights, but I'm pretty sure that nobody really kept track of anybody outside their friend group. So if somebody said, yeah, I heard a junior beat the shit out of a freshman the other day, I'd be like, God damn, that's fucked up.
And
say,
even
yeah.
that, like,
and
no,
then
no,
we wouldn't mention it ever again.
I will say, like, if James was infamous, not James, Jason, I think his name was.
Yeah.
If Jason,
Jason.
if Jason,
Yeah, there we go.
Jason,
Jason.
if Jason, was well known around the school to be a total asshole, it'd be more likely that it'd be, yeah, did you hear Jason beat up another kid?
Yeah, and it would be like, God, fucking hate that guy. And then we'd go back to trying to do our math homework in the cafeteria because we don't want to have to take it home.
Basically.
As I sat down in class, Mr. Hanson, no relation, walked up to me. He placed his hand on my shoulder and spoke under his breath so the others would not hear.
Don't worry about the work you missed, okay, James? Just, take a seat. Let's talk. Have a seat.
I looked up at him, and he gave me a slight smile. I suppose it's because he felt bad that I was beaten up shortly after trying to get Jason to leave the class alone. It was a lucky break, too, considering that, please, commas. It was a lucky break, too. Considering Mr. Hanson's class was one of the few I didn't stop by to see what work I would miss before beginning my suspension.
How convenient!
Excellent! I approached the art teacher, feeling panicked over what to expect. I hated that I said anything to Abby, that I overstepped my bounds and acted like I knew her when I was only going off my own dream-influenced emotional intuition. Don't worry, Greg, it's probably correct. She's probably more scared that you knew so much about her so quickly. Oh my god. Like,
No,
it's
that
fine.
actually is it. Come on.
Yeah. I don't remember what her actual reaction is, but I guarantee that's what it actually is.
I felt conflicted hatred towards myself for jeopardizing a relationship with someone that was so important to me, even though I didn't know her. If she did give up on me, I could only blame myself. Opening the door, I could see Abby wasn't inside. Instead, there were just pieces of my bear sewn to pieces of her bear sitting on her desk. Maybe I was reading too far into what it meant. I could really only hope there was something left to us that I could sew back together. Walking closer, I could see something sticking out just beneath the bear. It was a note that read,
Oh. James, meet me behind the church if you get this. God, I hope he doesn't get this. She actually wrote that down.
Yeah, he did.
Also,
like,
again,
He
the,
takes his thumb and he smudges that bottom part, and he's like, "Wow, she wants to talk to me."
again, like the idea of like a bear fast, like with its body replaced with a bird cage would actually be pretty cool.
Yeah. Also, sorry, you got to art class. Abby wasn't there, but she was there long enough to leave behind a cryptic bearogram, and like, but also she left, and the teacher was like, "Yeah, that's fine."
No,
She said,
actually,
"Meet me
no.
behind-"
Like, she might have left that like the previous day, right? Like she knew when he was getting back.
I guess, but I mean, there weren't any other classes
Well,
in
no,
between
like
that period.
I mean, like the
And
bear,
the-
like the art projects are left out for you to like pick up and bring to your desk, right?
Yeah. Was it on his desk?
No, it doesn't say it was on his desk. It just says
No, it's on her desk.
Oh, never mind. Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
Okay, thank you. What am I going to say? Okay.
Immediately, I thought of the church neighboring Lakewood High.
Immediately, I thought that would be hysterical if he goes to the wrong church.
I stuffed my backpack inside the desk and quickly made my way off campus to meet Abby. As I approached the church, there was a strong, forceful wind blowing behind me that made it feel as if I was being pushed to her by nature itself.
It was
Okay.
actually God going, "Go get laid, son."
God, famous for really wanting teenagers to get it on.
I mean, he kind
Yeah.
of is.
And thus I said, and as soon as I said it,
Like regardless of the pantheon.
yeah, I felt like a fool for that. You are.
I'm far too unimportant for any significant force to constantly influence my life. Correct. I walked around the church only to hear Abby say loudly,
Oh, Abby, right. See, I adjusted the volume right as he said that, so it's just right as Abby said, "Blong." James.
I turned to see her standing under an overhang that reached out from the church. I walked over to her and began to apologize for the leather. Leather? For the leather?
Okay, let her, but she cut me off, saying,
Why the fuck did you write that to me?
I responded,
I wanted to separate myself from everyone else in your. What? What? Sorry. What? What? Can I fucking help you?
I responded,
I wanted to separate myself from everyone else in your eyes. I wanted you to know I was trying to understand you. All of.
she interrupted.
How messed up do you think I am, James? How screwed up do you think my life is exactly? Because if you had,
Tell him!
if you had
Tell
any social skills, you might know that saying to someone what you did is, I'm not damaged goods. I'm not broken. Wow, James.
Get it, girl!
That is
Tell 'em!
actually a realistic reply to this. Do you know from experience?
Yeah, what Skype chat did you copy that from?
Her voice was giving out as she began tearing up.
She's just yawning.
Yeah, no.
She's not
you're
tearing up, she's yawning.
Up. You're up. No, I'm sorry, is you.
Oh, I'm goofy as shit.
No, it's because he isn't using paragraphs correctly.
I'm sorry.
I said, humbly watching tears fall down her face.
I was wrong, but I'm here, and as long as you let me, don't let him. Abby, I know you're a book character, but don't let him.
I said, She wiped her tears and struggled to speak.
The reason you saw what you did, in my eyes, my voice,
She continued to struggle as she cried.
you saw the bruises from my ex, but you wanted to know everything.
She paused to wipe her tears again. I listened carefully as she continued to speak.
James, I haven't. Oh, by the way, massive trigger warning. I think this is.
Yeah.
I think this is going where we predicted.
Yep.
James,
Love when that happens.
James, I haven't been beaten just 1 or 2 times.
Abby said as she looked at me as if every word was agonizing for her to say. Then she shouldn't be saying it, but you don't owe this rando from your art class with a crush on you anything. You don't owe...
All right, like
You don't owe anybody your backstory.
Okay, real talk. It like now every abuse survivor is different, right? It took me months to admit that I had been sexually violated. Let alone and the degree to which I was fucked up took me months to figure out. She just cut this guy out of her life. Just did it.
Give it a minute, dude. Like, give it a week or something. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, no, like it.
I mean, if for whatever reason somebody is digging into your life and your personal, like, trauma the way this dude is, just remind yourself, you don't owe anybody your backstory, you don't owe anybody the monologue. You can just say, it's none of your business, shut the fuck up. And hopefully they will, because genuinely, it's none of their business, shut the fuck up. You don't owe anybody this. Genuinely. You don't.
What the fuck? Okay. Abby said, as she looked at me as if every word was agonizing for her to say. With tear-soaked eyes, she continued.
I've been violated beyond that, James. By people who called me their friend. People I trusted took advantage of me, and that killed so much of who I am. Who I was.
Her face was consumed with stress. My body my body? Her body shook, but she managed to continue.
Stop shaking, you pussy! This is my trauma!
Yeah, what the fuck are you doing? Sorry. I got a fucking mental download.
My mother abandoned me and left me with my father, who doesn't even care if I live. Before she could... Oh yeah, that's you.
Oh, God. Before she could finish, I wrapped my arms around her and she fucking punched me like she shoulda. She dug her fingers into my back as she pulled me closer and cried into my chest. As we held each other, I said,
thanks for confirming that I was right. It really made me feel better. I like being right, and I like being right that you are damaged. I think that I can fix you, but also you have to admit that I'm epic and that I totally saved you.
No, it's worse than that. Keep reading.
You were never damaged.
You were never damaged, only changed. Any part of you that you think died is just hidden, waiting to come out when it's safe.
Abby squeezed me even tighter. I continue.
Every time I see you, you become more beautiful to me than before.
She gripped me more tightly than anyone ever had. She was finally hearing everything she wanted Jesus Christ! She was finally hearing everything she wanted someone to say to her, and I was saying everything I wanted Abby to hear. That is, most everything.
Alright, no.
What the fuck?
Alright, no, the reason I really don't like this is, no, Abby is damaged. That's okay. If, yes, she is damaged and changed. I can say for certainty that I am not the same person as I would have been if I had never met my abuser, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I was damaged. I needed years of therapy. Years of therapy. I needed to... I spent like 3 years in group therapy for trauma that lasted about 4 months. This bitch, she was in an abusive relationship for who fucking knows how long, and she was physically hit, and her mother abandoned her, and her father neglected her, and unknown friends also abandoned her. Like, she's got issues. This isn't just like, no, don't say that, no, you're fine. Everything's fine. You aren't damaged. You're fine. You're just changed. You're beautiful. No, she fucking needs help. Like, definitely don't say like you're a broken piece of shit and you suck. Everything you think about you. No. Say like, you need help. Like you're damaged, but you aren't destroyed. You can rise above this. Like, don't like, she's telling you that how she feels. She feels damaged. She feels weak. Saying, no, like, you can overcome this. I believe in you. You are a strong person. You have been through so much. You can overcome this. Don't just fucking say, oh, you were never damaged. Only change. No, this girl has been damaged. You saw the damage. She was fucking hit.
I just want to say also that as this is just, as somebody like me and Ryan have both been through some shit, I would not want somebody to say it's okay, I can help you. I would want somebody to say it's okay, we're gonna get you to a place emotionally where you can reach out to people that I know you can trust. I'm gonna help you find a support system. I'm gonna help you maybe get in touch with like
not like
social help, you know?
Well, I mean,
not I am the answer to all your
like,
problems.
it's okay to say, like, it's okay, I'll help you. Like, that's fine. But what he's basically saying is, like, I'll fix you. He's taking ownership of her damage. Don't do that. For the love of God. My abuser, she had her own issues. And part of the way she was able to sucker me in is because she had damage, and I was like, I didn't say, like, I'll fix you, but it was more along the lines of, I will stay with you. I won't leave your side. I will help guide you to a healthy life. That is effectively what I said to her. Don't do that. Help people get help, but don't do this shit. Don't take ownership of their trauma. They need to take ownership of their trauma. They need to fix it themselves. They need to learn how to cope themselves, partially because it isn't your fucking problem. It's theirs, and partially because they will never fully recover until they learn how to deal with their own trauma individually without having to rely on an external source.
You are not. It's just gross to me that he is like, instead of saying, instead of saying I want to help you find help, he's saying I am gonna fix you, don't worry, I can do everything. And it's just not, she is going from, depending on the the feelings of one person who, the feelings of people who control her life, whether or not they're feeling nice that day, and she's just like passing that same anxiety, that same stress onto a different person. It is going from, I'm scared that these people will just wake up and decide they fucking hate me, to I'm scared that this different person will wake up and decide they fucking hate me.
Again, we are on chapter 4, page 21. We have no investment in Abby. We know nothing about her. And you know what? Neither does James. Like, now don't get me wrong. Like, he's a high school student, right? He's fucking stupid. Like, all right, all right. First, if you're under 18, you shouldn't be fucking, like, you probably shouldn't be watching this. Like, this is angsty stuff. I encourage people under 18. You probably shouldn't be watching this. But
not just because we're fucking nasty, but because, this book just, it's making me sick, and I'm like, supposed adult, allegedly.
Yeah, and like high schoolers are fucking stupid. You don't know, like, you aren't like
You don't know
IQ. It's
jack
not like you're
about
IQ
shit.
stupid. You like I could see a high schooler doing this, right? A high schooler might not know better. But Greg, you are an adult. You need to, like, I don't know if this is a young adult novel or not in his eyes, but you should be setting a fucking example. This isn't healthy shit. Savior complexes like this hurts everyone.
Mm.
If you want him to be her savior, you need to build it up more. You need to give them a relationship that actually fucking means something.
And something meaningful that I feel like would genuinely actually impact people who read the story would be to have it not be I will fix you, but hey, listen, we're kind of all dipshits, but here's my friend group. We'll support you. We'll be there for you. You now have multiple people to turn to. If you're stressed, you don't have to, be hoping for one singular person's approval. We have parents that are nice, like, because sometimes it's also about saying, hey, I know your home life is shitty. Come.
Wait, no, we lost you. No! 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 Frog!
Ah!
Ah.
Sorry, teleported. It's fine, though.
You
what I
gotta
was
stop
saying is-
teleporting midstream.
I apologize. My meat is so huge that the universe
What
doesn't know
what
what
time
I'm
what
doing.
are you central?
I am. I think I am. I might be EST though.
What state are you
Sorry.
in?
I'm in Louisiana.
All right, no,
I'm
yeah,
in Louisiana.
east is good.
Yeah.
Actually, no.
Fucking.
Let me
It's all
try.
bad.
Let me try doing a thing.
I mean, that was on my end. My internet went out.
Oh.
Yeah, that wasn't a. Listen, my luck with this server is pretty bad, but my internet went out because I'm in butt fuck nowhere.
Ah, okay.
Mwah. But anyway, what I was saying is that I feel like I would enjoy this book a whole lot more if it wasn't about one person saying, I will fix you. And it was more so about a realistic depiction of one person trying to bring somebody else into a stable but caring friend group.
Yeah, it's
I
it's
feel
not
like-
a story
yeah.
about her recovery. It's a story about him fixing her, which is not which is kind of insulting.
Yeah. And I think it's insulting, and it's just not as, I guess, I don't know. I'm not saying it all has to be heartwarming, but if you're gonna start from, like, the point of everything fucking sucks, everybody's abusive and the worst, then you might as well have, like, I guess, what the hell would I call this? What is, like, the equivalent of, what is, like, a power fantasy, except you're fantasizing about people being nice to each other?
Yeah.
Slice of life fantasy? Yeah.
All right.
Just feel good fantasy.
How long is
fulfillment.
chapter 5? Oh, chapter 5 decided to be a decent length.
Oh, hell yeah.
All right. Chapter 5.
Oh, shit. Lentils. God love lentils.
I sat alone in my room, thinking about all that happened in the last day. As I slid deeper into thought, a knock sounded at my door.
Wait, nothing else happened? Is
Yeah?
that, like, is that, did you just stare at each other and then just go your separate ways? Okay.
It's just like, I can fix you. Dinner's in 5 minutes. Peace. Just fucking books it.
But no, this is the next day, so dinner's in 25 hours. Bye.
Dinner's in 25 hours.
Dinner's ready, James.
My mom said. I responded, lentils again? She
Don't
opened the
shit,
door.
you little cunt! It's all I can afford.
She opened the door and looked at me with a blank facial expression.
We have to talk. Come to the table.
Listen, James, your ass stinks. I want you to take a bath, and I want you to take one now.
As I left the room, I saw a man sitting at the table next to my sister. Trying not to be rude, I said hello, and he smiled, responding loudly.
Hello, James. Hello. Nice to meet you, James.
I asked my mom, "Is that a... Who the fuck is this?"
Would you like me to get you a watch?
My mom responded.
Go ahead and sit down, James.
I slid out the old-fashioned second-hand store chair I always sat in at the table and waited for my mom to explain.
This is Big Dick Rick. The reason you haven't seen much of him is because he lives on the other side of the mountains, all the way in Spokane.
My mom said. I smiled, feeling slightly awkward, and replied, "Good. Yeah, alright, cool." My sister immediately mocked me.
I need you to sound like a whore.
Okay. Oh, cool, Mom. Duh. You're such a dweeb, James. It's the best I got. The only whore I know is me.
Why didn't you do an imitation of me then? Come on.
Oh, that's true. I can't.
I
can't do an impression of you.
You just gotta sound a little bit nerdy. Make your voice a little bit higher pitched. And there you go.
For real? Alright. Oh, cool, Mom. Duh, you're such a dweeb, James. Yeah, that's my voice, but louder. Anyways, I can't do voice acting. That wasn't right. That was my voice, just louder.
I mean, let's be real. I am just you, but louder with the penis.
Despite her bratting insult, I could see she too felt awkward about Rick being so spontaneously introduced to us, and was just trying to distract.
Big Dick Rick and I have been dating for a few months now, and we are starting to become quite serious.
My mom said, clearly seeking our approval. We weren't gonna give it to her. Rick added,
"So yeah, it's really cool to finally meet you. Your mom talks a lot about you."
I smiled and nodded while thinking how odd it was my mom never mentioned him. Rick proceeded to tell us...
No. Big
Yeah?
Dick Rick.
That's true. Massive meat manches. Don't know what Okay, I'm sorry. Big Dick Rick proceeded to tell us stories about hunting animals, his upper-level position at a construction company based out of Spokane, and continued to remind us how happy he was meeting us.
I am
As far as
very
I could-
happy to be meeting you. That's
I
about the
don't
time
know.
I killed a lion. I'm so
Maybe,
bad.
yeah. So I read hunting as herding animals, and I was like,
I'm like
yeah.
a dog, but a person. I'm another kin. I'm a collie kin.
That's a disease. Colic? That's a you problem, sir. As far as I can see, he wasn't a bad guy, but as usual, I didn't expect much, knowing most everyone puts on their friendliest mask for first impressions. I'm sure my sister was thinking pretty much the same thing I was. He wasn't my mom's first post-dad boyfriend. I love post-dad boyfriend. Yeah? Shit so whack, you can't go back. My mom inquired.
So how's your life going, James?
I replied, fine. Big Dick Rick asked.
Got a girlfriend. I mean,
I didn't
what I'm asking is are you single?
Big Dick Rick was a little too nice, as it turned out.
I just kept my head down, looking at my plate. My mom looked at me with a proud smile.
James is more the mysterious type, Big Dick Rick. He doesn't talk about his relationships.
Big Dick Rick then said,
Oh yeah. Well, if you find a lady half as good as your mom, I'd say you're set.
My sister interrupted. Aren't you seeing that messed up emo chick, James? Looking over to my sister with a blank face, I said, Aren't you seeing every guy at school, Lisa? Good for Lisa.
That's actually a pretty good burn.
It's a pretty good burn, but also good for Lisa.
Wait, no, go on. I got a joke.
Lisa looked horrified, and my mom responded,
James, you know your sister's a lesbian.
Sorry, aren't you seeing every girl at school, Lisa?
Much better.
Fucking...
Not knowing what else to say. Not knowing what else to say. Big Dick Rick was the only one still smiling at the table at that point.
That's a little...
So what you're saying is your sister's available.
Moderately upset by what Lisa said, I asked to be excused and went to bed. As I climbed on the bus the next day, Davis hollered, oh god.
Praise be to our Lord and Savior James. Our hero has arrived.
Oh my... even without your reading of that line. Gross. Hello? Can I fucking help you? What the fuck happened here?
I smiled as I always did. I hated loving his hilarious lines. They were kind of a tradition for Davis.
I have a stupid ass cringe sense of humor, and I have never said our Lord and Savior, praise be to James, our hero has arrived, loudly in public. I have said some stupid shit that has made my friends to like want to beat the shit out of me before, but it's never that. It's almost always me saying I didn't realize I wanted Rock Johnson to pound me this hard. Like, it's never it's never this. I don't know whose sense of humor is this, and I am more distressed by anybody that finds it funny.
Every time I stepped on the bus, he would yell them. Even when I wanted to be upset, he always found a way past the walls I had built, knowing exactly what to say every time.
I do love being worshipped.
Yeah, A, you love being worshipped. B, I know I do hate Davis's lines, but also he has more chemistry with James than James does with Abby.
Yeah.
Like, there is, you guys at least have fun being around each other. I can't say the same for Abby.
As I sat next to him, he said,
I've been missing your face a lot, Mr. James. I'm trying to figure out ways to compete with your skates.
What the fuck?
I smiled and said, You're one of the only reasons I ride the bus, Davis. You're doing just fine. Davis then jumped up and yelled,
You hear that, everyone? My best buddy thinks I'm pretty fantastic.
I could get just an update.
I laughed, wishing to myself that he would shut the fuck up. As I approached my history class, I could see Mr. Hanson waiting in the hall. I tried to walk by him unnoticed, but he said,
Not so fast. You need to go sit down with the guidance counselor.
Hell yeah.
About fucking time.
It's not gonna do jack shit, but he's not wrong.
I asked why, and he replied,
Oh. It's not about the fight you got. It's about the fight you got in. Miss Robertson is waiting.
I proceeded to the office where there was a line of 3 people ahead of me. It wasn't due to bad scheduling. Mrs. Robinson was just outmatched by the school population, and considering she was the only person most students knew to get free condoms and or advice from, she was regularly seeing visitors. Yeah?
Should I
I
pull
can
out
do
a
that.
text-to-speech device and make it Gladys?
Oh, don't do that to GLaDOS! Don't do that to her! Oh, Gladys, not GLaDOS. I was like,
No,
where'd
no,
it
Gladys.
go?
Yeah, no, Gladys.
Don't do that to her. That's GLaDOS.
Wait, let's try this.
Yeah? Wait, hold on. I won't be able to hear it.
Oh God, no, it's. Oh no, I have to share this with other people.
Oh no! They're gonna be like, hey, what the fuck was that? Oh, I wanna see this so bad.
Look. It has a wait time.
No! Oh no, GLaDOS! She's booked up!
Real or real, activated. Get cracked on. See, it's funny because of death. This cat ate all this man's lasagna and the man grabbed an neurotoxin ray and killed the fat cat. The end.
This is actually pretty awesome.
Why does everybody pay attention to Half-Life 1 and 2 and Black Mesa? And not Portal 1 or 2?
Oh no, this is perfect.
I'm tired of people thinking I have a sexuality. It's disgusting.
Wait, one says, oh, it's you, Sonic.
Oh God.
Look, this is second to last
Oh,
one.
it's you, Sonic.
Alright, yeah, but that won't work.
Oh my god. I don't want to make GLaDOS read read a
Oh
VCR
no, it's down.
on a fucking mission. Is this a DeviantArt Flash?
Yeah.
Is this a... Oh my god!
Of course, you know, it's flash, so I can't look at it now. And it's
Fucking
down.
dead.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna have to do something else.
I mean, I can just do it.
No. It is an overworked therapist, and it's only the 2 of us, and you're already doing a ton of voices, and I can't. And I already used some of my best voices. I'm holding off on Christopher on Gilbert Gottfried. So I'm thinking I'm gonna use Gilbert Gottfried for James now, so he can because he might be the one shooting up the school. So
Do you mean Jason or James?
All right, wait, no, text to speech. Back to this puppy.
Hell yeah.
Karen.
We
It's
could
gonna be
also
Karen.
use voice mods.
Well, I don't want to. I don't have to. We're live. I can't set that shit up.
I can. I'm really just.
All right, let's try Karen.
James Patrick.
Oh, that's pretty good.
All right, no, let's try Heather.
Oh, Heather.
James Patrick.
Patrick.
Maybe Tracy.
James Patrick.
All right, no, should she be British?
Oh, sure.
All right, let's try Audrey.
James Patrick.
Nah. Lucy?
James Patrick.
No, that sounds perfect.
Yeah.
All right, so go on.
She said aggressively as I approached the old wooden glass door. I smiled out of politeness as she turned to the others and tossed a bundle of their condoms in their direction.
I mean, she sounds pretty based.
Yeah. I love that. Good for her.
Oh.
These are a last resort. Abstinence first.
She said as she stood by the door waiting for me to enter. One of the ladies standing at the door said,
Actually, I need advice, but she just...
My dog is dead. My parents are beating me.
My
and
goldfish cheated on me.
And I think I have an STD. And she just
but she
slams
slammed
the
the door before she could finish speaking.
That's actually hysterical. We said it.
Have a seat, James.
Woo! We did it. Roll credits.
She said. I sat down in the room filled with a few awkward seconds of silence. She continued.
So it looks to me that you're healing up okay.
I replied, confirming I was fine. Then she said,
Ooh.
I've heard both sides of the story and have concluded that your friend Jason is destined for not so great things if he keeps up his attitude.
My face remained still, emotionless, really.
I wish to put the emphasis where I wanted it, but it was, I've heard both sides!
My face remained still, emotionless, really. I just sat silently listening. She asked,
Can I not copy it? No, okay.
You want to copy things? From...
What direction do you want to go with your future?
I replied,
Well, I've heard really great things about... Up? Oh!
It was like my joke hit a brick wall.
It hit a brick wall with me, too.
She seems only sarcastically amused and continued speaking.
But seriously, I was told you turned down a top position which I personally recommended to Mr. Hansen.
A ta!
Ta! I replied.
I just wanted to stay in art class.
She replied.
With Mrs. Stanley?
I nodded, and she laughed.
So who's the girl? Because there is no possible way a boy could be interested in art.
Yeah, what?
She asked. I was surprised that she concluded so quickly it was even a girl. But then again, I was just one of thousands of students. We like to think romance is unique, but we're most all playing the same game.
Oh, I just lost the game. Whatever.
God damn it!
Yeah. Mwah!
Fuck you!
Well, I did. You had to too. Don't worry about it.
Mrs. Robertson had years dealing with people like me. No wonder she could see right through me. For a brief moment, Mrs. Robinson nearly spoke my mind. She said with a smirk,
Oh. Where am I?
Oh, come on.
Oh, okay.
Oh, come on. Lots of us like to think we're special, but that just shows you how we really aren't. Especially the brats walking these halls. I'm good at my job.
Yeah, what? What the fuck?
Knowing Miss Robertson had to keep our conversations private, I replied,
So, there is this girl. Miku Hatsune. No, I really like her, and it's the only class I have with her.
Mrs. Robertson was no longer smirking now that I had told her who I was interested in. She sat up and looked down at her desk. She moved some items around and stopped suddenly. She then looked me in the eyes and said,
Almost done.
Listen to me carefully. I can't tell you anything about Abbigale, but I can give you advice. Think twice about getting involved with her. I want to see you succeed, and some people bring a significant part of your life can make that difficult for you. I am really, really, really good at my job.
Seriously, is she a
She's
fucking
very
robot?
good. Huh?
Is she a fucking robot who thinks that this is a good idea?
Yeah, what the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck?
I didn't say anything. In that moment, I was lost in thought, wondering why she would become so serious over a child. Mrs. Robertson then asked,
Oh. I always fall behind. Ah.
So, I'm not going to try and change your heart except for that one time just now where I tried to change your heart. In my experience, that's more often than not a lost cause. But I can change your schedule to something that fits. Abbigale has PE during third period. How about you stick with Mr. Hansen after your first class of the day? Doing so will replace your art class, and your third period will now be PE, where you can see your precious Abbigale. Because fuck art, right? Why would you want to be in art class besides being near her? There's no other reason. Just her. I am so very super really good at my job, and I also somehow know that Abbigale has PE during her third period. It's almost like I knew what was going on from the very start and am now just enabling what I thought was a bad idea. Fuck, I am good at this.
Her attitude towards Abby and general ethics continued to concern me. I was also curious as to why both Mrs. Robinson and Mr. Hanson were so adamant about having me
I am
be a
not
TA.
concerning.
That's okay. Yes, ma'am. But I was grateful that they were at least trying to work with me regarding my preferences, so I accepted the schedule change. I returned to Mr. Hanson's class and requested I attend art class one more time before the schedule changes. Mr. Hanson agreed, and I made my way over to the art trailer once more. As I walked in the trailer door, I was happy to see Abby once again sitting in the same seat that she always did. When I approached her to sit down, she pulled out my backpack and shook it.
Your backpack has a lot of interesting drugs in it.
Wait, first of all, your backpack has a lot of different interesting stuff in it. Also, can I just say, genuinely, there is so little character to get at when it comes to Abby that this is just has me absolutely tickled. I'm clinging to this one sense of characterization that she is apparently so pleasant as to just go through people's shit. Love that. I love messy people.
Wait, how did his backpack get there? He just arrived.
Did she?
Wait, this doesn't make sense, because he approached history class. Mr. Hanson was in the hall saying you need to see the guidance counselor. He goes see the guidance counselor, immediately goes to the art trailer, and then he returns to Mr. Hanson's class. He then goes to art class, and she somehow has his backpack.
Abby, are you messing with time-space again? You card.
I replied.
Oh, really? You went through it?
She responded.
Yep. And by interesting things, I mean meth.
I laughed and asked,
Life's got enough burdens to carry. Why add mental awareness?
She raised her eyebrows and said,
Okay, Onision.
Ryan?
Do you like our bear?
Ryan?
Yeah?
You addressing, even in character, you addressing me as Onision is the fucking worst thing you've ever said to me. I was filled with, a sudden jolt of rage that, I was gonna speed walk to your location and beat the shit out of you on screen.
that might be a few days.
I am so, that made me so mad, and it wasn't even, actually directed at me.
I smiled and replied,
I about that. Whoops. I love it. She threw her arms up and hugged me. Question marks? I'm adding question marks posthumously. What? What? Why?
Mrs. Stanley walked in, immediately seeing our hug, and said,
If you're going to suck or eat, go find an alleyway. In this trailer, we have goddamn dignity. Because that's the only reason a boy and a girl would hug.
Okay. There is so much... Jesus Christ, I don't know why, but, that interaction made me remember that I had a nightmare that I went back to Catholic school, and my fucking... me, as I was just walking around in a Catholic school girl's uniform, and I was just I'm miserable. And one of the teachers was like, are you miserable? And I was like, no, I love it here.
I
and then,
love
like, I had
being a girl.
this is fun. I love it. I'm having fun. This is enjoyable.
Femininity is my favorite thing.
I'm happy. I'm doing good. This is good. I'm happy. It's fine.
God, you must have hated Catholic school.
A little. No, I had a nightmare that I went back, but like I didn't question why, as a college student, I was going back to Catholic school. But
Man,
I was also like,
every time now I dream, because I subconsciously I realized that I know why I shouldn't be back in high school. So every time I have a dream where I'm back in high school, I'm back in high school because a class that I took was removed. So I have to go back to finish one more semester.
I don't know what the explanation was, but it was like I was there like on like some kind of like I guess like shadowing day, like pre getting back into Catholic school interview, and I was like sitting there, and this dude was like saying something, and it was really upsetting me because like in addition to like fucking transgender trauma, I have Catholic trauma, and if I'm in like any sort of like church environment, I get really fucking anxious because I'm possessed, I guess. And like, so I'm like sitting here having two different kinds of like, by the way, this is still a fucking dream. My brain is doing this to itself. I am having two different kinds of fucking PTSD reactions. And, and he's like, yeah, you and like he turns like like the teacher like asks me something, and I'm like, and I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. I'm like, yeah. And like, it's the funniest shit. Anyways, today on things my brain did to itself through no outside stimulus. I don't know why.
Not knowing how to react, I looked over at Abby silently mouthing, "Oh my god," to me. I smiled and sat down with her. Alex walked. Wait, Piss Chat Alex is back!
Yes!
Yes! Woo! Hi, I missed you. Oh my god. The biggest dick in the school just arrived.
Alex walked in the room and gave me a glare, probably because his art partner was still suspended for the fight we had, which meant he had to do it alone. I tried to ignore Alex. All I could think of is that pea jar when I looked at him. Same. All I can think of when it comes to Alex is pea jar. Understandable. Which still freaks me out. I mean, I'm just never gonna be that cool.
Nah. It's fucking P Jar Alex, man.
It's Piss Chad Alex. I don't know what you expect. You will. So sorry, but I will never be. I have come to terms with the fact that I will never be as cool as Piss Chad Alex. I just won't. It's just not gonna happen. And part of growing up is accepting that. As painful as it is, you will just never be Piss Chad Alex.
As class came to a close, we gave.
Oh no, I lost you again. No, Frog! Frog, come back! You're at the best part! No! Frog! Frog! No! Dun 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 dun.
Oh, I'm back.
Oh, welcome back.
Okay. Sorry, I got.
Yeah, as class came to a close.
Yeah.
Hi, Mrs. Stanley.
Mrs. Stanley, by calling him a slur, apparently. I was freaking out about that while I was cut out. What? Did she call him a fucker? Or did she call him...
There's only one F word! Come on!
You... Okay. But did she call him the F slur? I legitimately did...
I love this. I love this because in my mind of just imagining that the reason why she now thinks that she's homophobic and the reason why she thinks he's gay is because when she told him to leave the room to make out, he didn't. So there's only one other reason why they'd be hugging, and if it was because he was one of those dirty gays.
Wait, okay, but like knowing what I know of later things in this book, really? The saying fuck is where you draw the line?
No, I'm pretty sure it wasn't fuck.
Wait, okay.
Like, what would she say? Fucker? Like, no.
That's what I was thinking.
No,
Would you
like,
say fucker?
no.
I
No.
just, I love that. I love that. I.
It was the F slur. Come on.
I love that a teacher said this.
And the reason why I think it was the F slur is because the class gives an awkward semi-shocked laugh.
Yeah, because if she called him a fucker, they would laugh. If she called him the S slur, they'd be like, hello? It'd be like a nervous kind of, can I leave?
Did she just do that? Like even in like 2010, even in 2010, that would not have been acceptable.
Even in 2010, a teacher saying any kind of slur
Oh my god.
would have been like, oh.
Chad Alex is like, I can't
Discord,
tolerate
no.
this, and he walks up to her in the most Chad way possible and pisses on her head. Was that too far? Was Chad Alex pissing on the teacher too much? Frog? Frog? No, Frog! Frog! Okay. No.
I'm back.
All right.
The
Did you miss what I said?
Power. I probably did. The sheer power of Mrs. Stanley calling Greg the F slur fucking destroyed my computer. I'm back.
Yeah, I was talking about how Chad Alex would walk up to her, horrified by what she said and piss all over her head.
Yeah, that's why we call him Chad Alex.
Yeah.
I love this. Unironically, Greg, I wish you'd typed out the slur. I love that. That's a student who, like, so far has been as inoffensive as, I mean, it sounds like he doesn't even engage with her, basically. Sounds like he's about as annoying as an annoying student. I love the idea that this one kid says, I'll miss you, and you call him What a fucking overblown reaction. Okay, anyways, Greg gets called a slur.
Miss Stanley responded by calling me the F word in her natural offensive fashion and gave the class an awkward semi-shocked laugh. Wait, she said the slur and then... No, the class laughed. Don't tell me she said a slur and then went, oh, whoops, I can't say that. Ooh.
Oh, I'm pretty sure it's the F slur because of what comes next.
Oh, let me see.
Walking outside, Abby asked,
Why do you think Miss Stanley still has a job?
I replied,
Pretty much everyone feels they'll guarantee themselves an eternity of torment in the afterlife if they were to fire someone as old as her. No, that's not. No. I'm not a teacher, but no. Incorrect. That's not how that works.
Tenure only extends so far.
Yeah, that would definitely get you fucking goodbye. Bye. Get out.
Bye, hope you had a beautiful time.
It's Abby.
Oh. Are you okay?
Abby asked with a nervous smile on her face, still laughing.
Oh, wait. Oh, wait. No, you missed one.
Oh.
Go up.
Oh, yeah. I guess it would be hard getting a job when your resume lists World War I nurse in your work history.
Holy shit. Goddamn.
I laughed so hard I had to stop till I could control it.
Are you okay?
Abby asked with a nervous smile on her face. Still laughing, I said, sorry.
Are you
And
dead
continued-
yet?
Unfortunately for you, no.
God damn it.
And continued walking as Abby looked at me, bewildered by how funny I thought she was. My reaction wasn't really just about what she said, but the fact that she said it to me. I felt so important and excited when she gave me her attention.
This isn't normal!
Well, that's a you problem. That's a you problem. That's not her. That's not on her. She didn't do anything with that. As we got closer to the gym, Abby was giving me a funny look. As I normally didn't walk her that far, I said, don't worry, I'm not stalking you. Hell of a line, Gregory. Gotta give you props for putting it to paper. I'm not stalking you. We have the same, I don't know.
Can you say it again? She replied. Can you say it again?
She replied.
Manipulating your schedule to be with someone sounds like stalking, Mr. Patrick.
I said, not if you drop Miss Stanley. She pushed me playfully, saying,
Ugh. Do I have to? Yes! God damn it. Jealous.
I'm so first of all, you open with, I'm not stalking you. And she says, I now have evidence you are stalking me.
The boys split off to dress in their locker room and the girls did the same. I didn't have gym clothes with me yet, so I just sat down at the bleachers. I'm in the bleachers, he's gym captain, sorry. And waited for everyone else to get done with putting on their uniforms. A deep voice sounded off. What are you doing here, kid?
No, I can do better.
Yeah?
What are you doing here, kid?
I looked over to see a very tall smurf in the baggiest gym suit I'd ever seen. Hi, I'm James Patrick. I think I have your
Don't
class
forget to sound
now.
cool. Don't forget to try and sound cool.
Oh, okay. Hi, I'm James Patrick. I think I have your class now. You can clear it with Miss Robinson, I said, leaving the fucking tip on his desk. He smiled and said,
Well, James Patrick, I'm your gym teacher, Mr. Mac.
I nodded and smiled as he bluntly asked,
You're that kid who got beat up by Jason?
I replied, yeah, I pushed him after he pushed me, and then he started throwing punches. He chipped my fucking tooth. He chipped my whole... Do you want to see the thing that I need dental work for? He smiled and said,
Well, that's my nephew, Stupid Smurf, for you.
I froze up and blankly stared at Mr. Mack as his words sank in. I swear I could feel my heart skip when I acknowledged his connection to Jason.
Jason's a Smurf?
Oh my god, Jason's a fucking Smurf. I've said all those mean things about Smurfs in front of him. That explains everything. Seeing the look on my face, Mr. Mack continued.
Don't worry. Between you and me, kid's a prick. Just like his dad.
Mr. Mack chuckled and walked away. I felt relief and awkwardly smiled, only to see Abby in the corner of my eye, bursting out of the girls' locker room. She was in her PT uniform and carried a... What? PT?
Oh.
Abby gets sent to Silent Hill, not clickbait. Abby is sent to Silent Hill. Oh,
I
no!
mean, with the way things are going, how do you know this isn't already Silent Hill?
Yeah, this is Silent Hill. This is definitely Silent Hill. I apologize.
I'm just imagining she leaves the locker room and she's like posing as like a fan is blowing her hair.
She's
walks out, she's dressed like Heather. She's just like Harry Mason. Wait, hold on, let me find. Hold on. I have the perfect gif. Please let me find it. Please, God. I don't deserve a lot in life.
You can link it later.
Wait. Please.
And carrying a beautiful smile on her face. Running over to me, Abby sat down and gave me a big hug.
I'm so glad you're in the class with me. She said as she wrapped her arms tighter around my neck, trying to just hug the life out of me.
It was really sweet. She's not usually this intense, but I guess the joy just overcame her. Oh, I found it. It's gonna take 8 years to send because my connection's dog shit. But yes,
She said. She was hiking her arms so I could feel her and connect with my neck. The sensation was glorious.
Oh my god, this is so...
What the fuck? What the fuck? Is that allowed?
yeah, there it is.
The sensation was glorious. My face was beaming from feeling her warmth around me. I replied,
You will be the reason I look forward to gym.
Mr. Mack overheard and interrupted as a short distance away.
Hey, kid, and I thought we were becoming friends.
What? What?
You're in this class for me, right, child?
Oh, I thought he also had a vendetta against Abby for a second, and I was like,
He does. Abby stole James from him.
Yeah, he does now.
I laughed awkwardly, feeling a little weird about him eavesdropping. But then again, it's much easier to close your eyes than it is to turn off your ears. Everyone gathered on the gym floor, excluding me. Mr. Mack immediately noticed I was not participating and said,
Hey, if you don't have gear, go in my office and pick out an outfit.
An outfit?
This actually is
Greg
not...
returns with a Love Live costume.
No, this actually isn't unrealistic. Back at my junior high school and high school, they would keep extra gym shirts in case kids left theirs at home.
I was never in gym. Thank you, Asthma.
No, I had to be. It was a required class in Illinois.
What the fuck?
Yeah, PE was required. Not the only state where that's the case.
Damn, I can't believe Louisiana is cool about that. Of all the places.
I mean, are you surprised given the obesity rate?
True. Anyway, that was my first thought when I read the word outfit.
I reluctantly got up and walked over to his office, where I realized I would have to sift through a pile.
Over to his office where all I realized I would have to sift through a huge pile of mismatching jerseys and sweatpants to get a half decent outfit.
Okay, I'm calling BS here, because if your school can only afford a single social worker, then they would only have a single there would be a single jersey, one color, maybe two different logos,
shorts.
But it would be like the same one, and it would be like black sweatpants. That's all that would be there. That's all.
Yeah.
My high school had like 3 different ones, and we were really well off. And under budget school, if they had jerseys, would be like super generic.
Yeah.
After changing in the bathroom, I walked out to everyone taking part in dodgeball, because all you do in gym is fucking dodgeball. I could feel
I was never in gym, but even I know that's not...
No, they don't do
there
dodgeball
are other
anymore.
things.
They really don't do dodgeball anymore.
That sucks. I'd love to get the shit beaten out of me. The fucking rubber ball.
The focus of the room shifted on my outfit, and it was like,
just as I expected, I was greeted with laughter.
No one would be
you weren't.
laughing. It's
No,
just...
you weren't. Literally nobody gives a shit. Hey, Greg, literally nobody gives this much of a shit. Even if people don't like you, they don't give
They
this
might,
much
like,
of a shit.
giggle or smirk, but there wouldn't be laughter. Come on.
Nobody's gonna laugh, but also, like... Nobody gives this much of a shit about anybody in high school. You give a shit, like, if there's an annoying person in your class, you're not even gonna, like, you ignore them for the most part. And I'm, like, saying this right now, Greg is definitely an annoying person. He's not he is annoying. That's why people don't like him. Gonna say this now. And as expected, was greeted with laughter.
Hey, at least you won't get your normal clothes sweaty from dodgeball!
Mr. Max said, tossing me a ball as the game was already in play. Before I could even catch it, Raymond, one of the jocks in class, smacked me on the side of the head. Everyone but a few people bust out laughing again as Mr. Mac lurched up and pointed at Raymond, screaming.
Yeah, Raymond can't hit above the shoulders!
Raymond replied with a discouraged snap of his fingers, scowling.
Oh, gosh darn it! You saw through my ruse!
Oh, foiled again! Gosh, fucking... Shit! I'll get you next time, Mac!
Scowling as he sat on the sidelines. It was odd how he broke the rules and hit another person in the head, yet pretended to be the victim.
He literally wasn't pretending to be the victim. It's not pretending.
He was angry. He got caught. Come on, it's kind of.
Yeah, it's not. Everybody is a master manipulator, dude. He's just a kid that got caught because he did something stupid in broad daylight.
I never really understood the human tendency to feel sorry for yourself when you're being punished for breaking rules you were well aware of.
He wasn't. He was mad he got caught. It's not deep.
Abby was on my team, and we were down to just a few people. I very quickly found out that I was quite good at the game, better than I thought at least. I kind of used Abby as my motivation to do well.
I thought he was about to say I used Abby as a meat shield. That's...
It worked. It was surprisingly effective.
It was effective. I don't know if it was... I don't know why you let me do it, but whatever.
I imagine it was some kind of evolutionary thing.
Shut up. I'm begging you to shut up,
No,
man.
it gets worse.
A man...
Keep going!
Oh, God, I hate it here. A man trying to impress... A man trying to impress his mate with physical performances to demonstrate his superiority over other members of the tribe. I legitimately...
Welcome to the Torture Foxy Show!
Okay, it's good. Fine. It's good. I'm good. It's good. I'm good. It's fine. That, like, really genuinely beat the shit out of me.
I kept catching another ball thrown at me, only to return it, hitting the student approximately 1 out of every 3 attempts.
Sounds like you were a bad shot.
I always threw low to decrease the chance of anyone catching my ball. After a while, my consistent efforts paid off. Our entire team was back in play. Raymond had made his way back in the game on our side, but only a small, nerdy kid remained to play with him. Raymond would try to catch what we threw, but was always a few inches short of reaching the ball as it flew by. A ball smacked the nerdy kid in his ankles, and only Raymond was left. He threw a ball at my head again, but this time I was ready. Just as the ball flew past me, I used my fucking Matrix vision. Every person with a ball on my side threw theirs at him. In almost comedic fashion, every other ball impacted his chest and below. We were all cracking up over it, but Mr. Mack interrupted us, letting us know class was over. Before Abby ran back to the locker room, she walked up to me and said,
Can you not call me tonight? Do I have to? Fine.
Yeah, do it!
Can you
We're
call
paying
me?
you!
Can you call me tonight, Onision?
Okay, once again, I know it's in character, but you addressing me as Onision pisses me the fuck off so bad. It's not even funny. It's really funny, but it's not funny.
I nodded, smiling, and she fucking decked me with fucking brass knuckles. My mind exploded with excitement and pain. She hit me. From that single smacker on my cheek, my whole body felt light and warm the rest of the day. Maybe it was the blood pulling down my head, but who's to say? After doing my chores later that night, I called Abby, like she asked, and she answered.
Fuck, it's you.
I replied, not a lot of sexy callers like me, huh? She said,
Actually, I just embarrassed myself on the last call hoping it was you.
Told my grandma to go kill herself.
Told my grandma felt pretty special for about 10 seconds. Oh god, now I just imagine, no, it's like, her grandma picks up like, hey, you sexy beast, you want to come over and violate me? And the grandma's like, hi, sweetie.
Grandma's like,
when is this taking place? Caller ID exists.
I just love the idea of the grandma saying, I wanted to know if your mom wanted to go get seafood tomorrow night.
But if you're offering sweet cheeks. It's like, no!
No, Grandma!
She and I talked for hours. We discussed the plausible absurdity of horoscopes.
Shut up!
The plausible absurdity? What does that mean?
You mean?
No, like,
no, actually, I don't want to even figure out what you mean.
No, like, it doesn't make sense. Plausible, there's a chance it's real. Absurd, there's no chance it's real. Plausible absurdity, it's plausible that it's, like, there's a chance that it doesn't exist. Like, what? What does this mean? Is it short, tall as well?
Sorry. I love, in quotation marks, the secret. That's just what I love that. Unironically, this like list of things to talk about is infinitely funnier because he just essentially said, "Oh, like what if one of the fucking like if you had like a list, like a grocery list, and it was like, oh yeah."
It turns out she's part of an MLM, and she's all been doing this to get him as part of her downline.
Yeah, hell yeah, good for you, Abby. Go, girl, boss. Get that money.
Hey, hon, how do you feel about essential oils?
Bet they'll cure your tiny dick. I don't know. I forgot he has a tiny dick. Anyways, but like, I just love, in quotation marks, the secret. Like if a grocery list just had, oh, you know, and then like a winky face after. I love that. Unironically, that's hysterical. The secret, quote, the legitimacy of souls, shut the fuck up, the afterlife, and even leprechauns. Literally,
what? The what you are leaving out would actually be super interesting. Like, characters don't normally talk about that weird shit, so I would love to see fictional characters discuss the, like, weird shit in real life.
I would love to read, like, characters, like, listen, I don't know that I would like to read them talking about horoscopes being fake necessarily, but listen, there is a reason I will still hunker down and watch an episode of Lucky Star because I think the batshit dialogue where like it's just a bunch of kids like talking about nothing and just like airheads bouncing from one topic to the next, I love that shit. I would read that, legitimately, if it was just these two kids just bouncing stupid ass, like, inane bullshit off of each other. Absolutely. Sign me the fuck up. Love that.
Have you ever seen The Midnight Gospel?
Yeah, I haven't watched it. But...
No, you'd love it. Like, watch the entirety of it. It is super cool.
Alright.
Very few topics were off limits. Being free to talk about whatever was on my mind felt liberating.
Well, wait, one of the topics off limits? It's like, so, tell me about yourself. No.
No, wait.
Being free to talk about whatever was on my mind felt liberating. It was also fun when she talked too. Thank you. I'll be here all night. Having these conversations with her served just another reminder that there were some out there who could really understand me with just as much kindness and acceptance as I did them. Before I hung up, I said,
Abby, thank you for making my imperfect life feel perfect. She laughed at how cheesy the line was, only to respond with, please delete my number.
Well, thank you for being a complete asshole.
Yeah, thanks for helping me with my mental problems. You're such a glorious, perfect god warrior.
Thanks for being so perfectly imperfect, you dick.
You bastard. Piece of shit, motherfucker.
I felt a warm smile come across my face as I hung up before she could continue insulting me. I said goodnight to the air that night.
The phone rings again. Hello? Fuck you!
Don't fucking hang up on me again. I'll say it again just so your stupid ass tiny ears can hear me. Fuck you, you stupid bastard.
Hangs up. A couple minutes later, Rocco, like a brick goes through the window and just hears.
Fucking piece of shit.
I was about to say, I would have called you the F slur too. It just has the F slur written on it.
Well, we've been going for 2 hours. I don't want to go any longer, so we're gonna. Plus, it is just us.
Just us.
Hi, future people. Popcorn. I know you're watching. I know you're watching, Popcorn. Hi.
I kiss you platonically.
So yeah, thank you everyone for watching this, I guess, because it's in the future and nobody's watching. Whatever. Foxy, thanks for coming out tonight. I know it was just us, a little bit more chill than usual.
Yeah.
I'm kind of glad it was just us because this got dark. Like, fuck.
This is like one of those things that's hard to read with, like, people whose mental health you value. I do value your mental health, Ryan. I just know there's no saving either of us, so...
We're lost causes, whatever.
Yeah, we're just two stupid asses.
You have more?
No, that's it.
Alright, so, thank you for watching, everyone, and I will see you next time. Bye! Say bye, Foxy.
Bye.
Bye! Boop.